Good evening, everybody. Welcome on back to baseball here on youtube.com/SeanOsaurusRex. I'm Sean, and 5 nights a week I'm streaming MLB 11, the show, on the PlayStation 2. We're watching 4 3-inning games. Pitchers are supposed to have no stamina, but that hasn't meant anything. So we're going to jump in to a selection of games today. We have 3 new series that we haven't hit yet, and we have 1 repeat series. That Royals-Mariners series has 2 of the better recorded teams. 12-6 Kansas City, 11-7 Seattle. I thought that was interesting enough to warrant a second viewing. I think the last game that we watched, Seattle had a walk-off. So it's a good series, so we're going to watch that. But we're going to watch the Blue Jays play the Rangers. The Phillies take on the Astros, which is another good series with 2 high-ranked, well-recorded, I don't know. Brewers and Diamondbacks is the other one that we're going to take a peek at today. Let's not waste any time. Let's jump in to MLB 11, the show. Thanks for joining me. Happy Thursday to all of you out there. Celebrating the Thursday. Lord knows I'm celebrating the Friday tomorrow, which we'll be back. We're going to skip a bunch of these games to jump to our first one, which is the Rangers and the Blue Jays. 10-8 Blue Jays, 7-11 Texas Rangers. As we take a quick look at the standings. Rangers were pretty tight with the Mariners there for a little bit, but the Angels have usurped that spot, and the Athletics kind of hanging around. It'll be interesting to see how this goes. I did, as I was gathering the thumbnails for today, I did notice that Seattle's pitching ranks dead last in the league, so I'm curious to see how that holds up through the duration of the season. But we're not worried about that. What we are worried about right now is the Texas Rangers. Toronto Blue Jays coming to visit them in Arlington. That's the name I can never remember. Arlington. Why would I remember it? Well, obviously for this. Aside from this, doing that is helpful. Oh, we'll skip this and get to your lineup. It's Johnny Damon in left field, Andre Ethier in right, first baseman Miguel Cabrera, David Ortiz, a designated hitter, Xavier Nady in center, Mike Olivier at third base, Derek Jeter at shortstop, Carlos Santana the catcher, and Juan Uribe the second baseman. Damon, Ortiz, and Derek Jeter, obviously all AL East teams. They've sniped from those teams. Damon is a Red Sox. Damon's a Tampa Bay Ray in this game. Ortiz a Red Sox. Jeter, obviously a Yankee. So, sorry, Yankees fans. Derek Jeter plays for the Toronto Blue Jays in 2011. Jason Bergman, 0-2 with a 5.63 ERA. 3 games with 8 innings pitched, 10 hits, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts on the season. Oh, that's right. Mike Napoleon Dynamite's back there. As we get that 70s Blue Jays jersey again. But he pronounces his name differently. It's like Napoli or something like that. It is not the way that I have been saying it. If I could take the correct pronunciation of his name and flow it into the rest of it, I'd be happy with it. It shocked me. It shocked me when I learned that I was wrong. That one fouled away. Ugly dirt behind the home plate. Gross. 0-2. That pitch stays outside and is a ball. I'd like to see the pitchers be a little bit more aggressive. However, sometimes the pitching is just inconsistent to where it probably shouldn't have been an 0-2 count in the first place. Probably should have been 2-1 because the catcher is setting up so far outside and then the ball just kind of drifts over the plate. So let's do this and that. Welcome on in, everybody. Thanks for hanging out today. That one sails high. So, a pitch taken and then a foul ball. 3 straight balls after that, and we have a full count to this top of the order. 3 of the first 4 batters left-handed against this righty. Ooh, that's probably ball 4. Though sometimes the zone can get a little funky there. And we don't have the best angle of it, so. Fouls it off and stays alive. Here comes payoff pitch number 2. Mike Napoli. Hello. How's it going? Good to see you. Okay, so we were to go Mike Napoli Yon Dynamite. That stays outside after fouling it off, and the payoff pitch ends in a walk. So 1 aboard for the Blue Jays right away. Ethier will step in. What are you going to do today, Napoleon? Whatever I want to do. Gosh. I'm going to hit a freaking home run. What do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to win the World Series. 1-0 as that pitch is a little wild. That one also kind of wild as well. With the inconsistency in the pitching, sometimes it's a little tricky to tell. Like, was that a pitch out? Or was it the catcher doing a good job? 3-0. So just walked a batter. Now falls behind 3-0. This has got to be a hands-off controller take right here. Okay. It's actually a pretty nice pitch there on the outside corner. I think that's a good take. Kind of a great take in any scenario, really. Minus, like a strikeout situation. I mean, even then, it looked like it was right on the edge. Just going to put a charge into that one. Foul up the third baseline. Another full count. That one sails outside. Ball 4. So back-to-back walks for the Blue Jays to put 2 on. And we saw this in one of the games the other day. It was a home team that didn't have any hits. Let me see if looking at the list, let me see if it jogs my memory. Might have been the Red Sox and Rays game where they were able to put a couple on via the walk, but not able to do anything with it. See if the Blue Jays can. Good eye. Is that one? It's a pretty nice pitch. It was in there for a bit before it dove out. Does dive out too far for a ball. That's a nice strike. Maybe a little more down the middle than you wanted, but I think sometimes you just gotta throw it in the zone, and whatever happens, happens. That's a strike. That's a nice pitch on the inside. Right on the edge. One and 2. 2 on, nobody out. Ooh, he thought about it. He did not go. Runners unable to advance. Nice block by the catcher. Here comes the 2-2. Righty fires and foul away. Keeps the at-bat going. And everybody's favorite email now live on your channel. Hey, thanks, YouTube. I know. Ooh, that was a nasty slider. That looked like a ball the whole way and then just broke perfectly into the zone. Gets Cabrera on strikes for out number 1. That will bring up David Ortiz. Not a great looking average, especially for your 4-hole hitter. The righty gets a strike right at the top of the zone. David Ortiz just far enough away from the camera to graphical glitch. And he's going to slice that one foul. Up the first base line, 0-2. That pitch misses outside. Fouls that one off to stay alive. Foul! Here comes another pitch, low. Seattle Mariners today announced the number retirement date for Randy Johnson. They will be doing that on May the 2nd. And if you're thinking, Sean, why didn't they do May the 1st? Well, they don't play that day, unfortunately. That's a game that I would potentially be in town for, but now that it's a special event, you're kind of like, it'd be cool to go, but... I mean, it was going to be packed anyway. It's a Friday night, swung on and missed. Against a team that has some exciting players, so... You weren't really going to get away from the crowds, but I think that just amplifies it a little bit. It's exciting that they're retiring 51 twice. I love it. I love that they wanted to do it, but Randy Johnson was like, nah, we're good. We'll do it. Let him have his moment. Because Ichiro deserves his moment. And so does Randy Johnson, honestly. So back-to-back strikeouts here, and Texas has a real opportunity to get out of this jam. But they won't. It's going to go into left. I don't think they're going to send you out. They'll go station to station. Just not enough speed on second base. So the first hit of the day is a single. That was going to be a tough send regardless because it didn't get deep into left field and it was pretty... Looked like it probably had a pretty good exit velocity to get out to left field quickly. Not that deep. Righty comes in swinging big and misses 0-1. That's a strike on the inside. Only 2 outs have been via the strikeout. Ahead 0-2. He did lose the first batter after being ahead 0-2. He's going to put some wood on that one, and it's not going to be enough. The Toronto Blue Jays get 1 hit, 2 walks, and leave them loaded. No scores. We'll head to the home half of inning number 1. And what does that home half team look like? Well, it looks like this. Darn. Almost timed it up. Matt Kemp in center field. Adam LaRoche at first base. Jay Bruce in right. Dan Ugla at second. Ian Stewart at third. Dan Johnson, designated hitter. Ian Desmond, shortstop. Mike Napoli in dynamite, catcher. And Milton Bradley out in left field. All right. Boy, if I could skip this, I would, but it skips the pitching stats. And we want those. Because we're a professional broadcast. Jason Marquise, 0-3 with a 16.2 ERA in 3 games, 5 innings, 13 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. That is a disgusting line. I am sorry. 0-3 to give up 13 hits in 5 innings. Jeez. It's only nearly 3 hits an inning. Matt Kemp. Step it in here. Oh. What? There's a sock in my pant leg. Her other sock! She was asking me where her sock was. We've solved the mystery, everybody. Oh, man. The other day, she was like, have you seen my sock? It's this color. It's that neon green, whatever. And I was like, no, I haven't. But now I have. Wow, what a fun surprise it will be to share with her later. Here comes the 1-1. Rolled over. Well, oops, I didn't want to open that. I did want to open my notepad. Found a sock. Day 22. We are at, what, 23:30? All right, so LaRoche will step in. One out here in the bottom of the first. That's in for strike one. Double taps and gets him to roll over. Second baseman throws to the first baseman, and that is out. And out. I'm not sure what number. I'm locked in on this whole sock situation. I thought my pants were just bunched up near my ankles. That's uncomfortable. Jay Bruce with an 0.94 average. Not looking good. See if he can maybe start turning things around here with two out in the bottom of the first. That is inside for a ball. That's in for a strike. One and one. Shadowing on the white jerseys looks a little weird. Or at least here in Texas, looks like some big pit stains, but sure they're clean. Low and inside. Good job here by this Texas batter to just slow things down a little bit, pick up an even count. 2-2 with two away. Here we go. That one's high and outside, ball three. That is splashed out to right field past that diving second baseman. And that will be a hit, so good job for him. He's under 100 on the average so far this season. He's in the top of the lineup and gets a hit there, puts himself on first with just two away. And that'll bring up Dan Uggla. It's my best Dan Uggla. This reminds me of Michael Scott. And he's like, just take the picture. Just take the picture. Or Toby. It's not Michael Scott. It's Toby. How could I mix those two up? Oh my God. That's inside. That is in for a strike. Is that done? Oh, I must have seen the two outs. I thought I saw two in the strike column, but I did not. Would have been a hands off the controller moment. That's going to get knocked into center. They are going to go first to third. Center fielder, maybe a little slowly with the ball. But the Texas Rangers have a little something brewing here. Couple of hits with 2 outs. Runners on the corners and an opportunity to take a lead here in the bottom of the first. That is in for strike 1. That pitch sails low for a ball. 1-1, 2 on, 2 out. Here's the right-hander's pitch. It sails inside, 2-1. Right-hander winds and fires, catches that outside corner for a strike. Two and two. That one misses just low. Looked like it was a pretty good pitch, but doesn't get the call. It's ball 3. 3-2. So we have another full count here. Seen a lot of those here in this complete first inning, not just the bottom half, but the top half as well. Put the runners in motion, fouls it back, and stays alive. Highly doubt that's where the pitcher wanted that pitch. He's going to lift this one out to right center. The right fielder does not have a shot at it, but actually takes a dive. It's going to be a 2-run double, a 2-run, 2-out double. And it is a 2-0 Texas Rangers lead. It's an excellent diving attempt by the right fielder. Not actually as awesome as I thought it was. He had a beneficial angle the first time. Secondary angle really did not help his case. You love the effort out there to try to end the inning without giving up any runs, but not able to get there. That'll put Dan Johnson in the box with a 200 average. And I mean, this little rally was started with 2 outs and a batter that was under 100 with the batting average. So Texas getting a little spark from a guy who hasn't been playing particularly well. They're able to turn that into 2 runs. And, hey, there's a runner in scoring position. Toronto is really going to kick themselves for being able to put 2 on with nobody out and do nothing with it. With some of the bigger hitters in their lineup, Miguel Cabrera and David Ortiz came up with runners on and a runner in scoring position. Righty fires, swung on and missed, so strike 2. Here comes the 1-2. It's outside for ball 2. 2-2. So now a 2 on, or what? No. Goofed it up immediately. A 2-2 count with 2 out in a 2-0 game with a 1 on or a runner on second. That's the 2. Stays outside yet again. Righty winds, fires, smacks that up the middle, and that is going to score a run. 2 diving efforts for the Blue Jays to try to get to the ball, but they can't do it. Slides in. They're going to try for second. He is safe. Rangers pushing their luck on the base paths, and it is working. Tampa Bay technically in Toronto, according to the out-of-town scoreboard. And I believe this was the pitcher that had the 16-point-something ERA. Kind of seeing why it's happening. First 2 batters were all right, but he just can't seem to get that one hit, and the defense is doing their best behind him. They're putting their bodies on the line. That misses low and inside. That is just driven into the dirt. That is unfortunate. It looked like a pretty hittable pitch. And you'd like to try and pile on as many runs as possible. Jeter, Santana, and Uribe coming up for for Toronto. They find themselves down 3-0 here in Texas. Oh, I love it. I love when they all cram near the... They didn't program the stair, like a stair walking animation into the game. So they all just like run into the invisible wall by the stairs. So here we go. Top two. Big inning for the Rangers. What do the Blue Jays have? They don't need all three. Obviously, you would like all three and probably more. But if you can you push one, maybe two across, try to get your pitcher to slow things or shut things down a little bit. That does tend to happen in this game. We see some of those bigger frames given up, and the pitcher, the next inning, the same pitcher is able to settle things down a little bit. Not a great start for the Blue Jays, as that is an out. Righty, ready. Lines, fires. Leave that. Oh, man. Left that. That got way too much plate in a good part of the zone. I'm a little surprised that I'm a little surprised he took that ball. Or strike, technically, but took that pitch is the word I was looking for. And he went for that one. I think that's a case where I talk about it a lot. It'll be a safe at first as the bobble at third helps him get those extra few steps in there. That's a classic one of those where I just go like, man, Sean, you got to flip your swings. I know that they benefited from that, but if you could put bat on the ball, whew, it's going a long way. It's a good take on the outside. Ball number one for Uribe. 1-0. Takes a ball high. 2-0. Good eye. Oh, took a strike right on the edge. 2-1. Is that the team thing? Does he take the strike and now does he let loose? No, he doesn't. He takes a strike east-west there. Both pitches right on the edge of the zone. Ties up the count at 2. He rolls over that one. Should be a double play. Fires to second. Round the horn to first. He's out by about half a step, and that will do it. Texas turns a nice double play. And that's the response inning you want. They don't even give... Obviously, it's an error to the third baseman. Here he is, Napoleon Dynamite. That is strike on the outside corner. Ooh, boy. We've seen some funky swings between these two teams. Not really one to talk about when the best time to swing is, but the pitch mixes are working. One and two. That's inside. That was a strikeout. Are you serious? What? That was a strikeout? We get to look right over the plate. Oh my God. Game? Trying our best to I mean, it's not close. It's such a good take. That's unreal. I was kind of waiting for it to give us the pitch tracker. But then it didn't, and I went, oh, that's kind of weird, because, I mean, even from our angle, that looked odd. I don't even think from this angle it looked like a strike, and that gets the benefit of sliding the ball over the plate. That is, I cannot believe that out. It's the beauty of PlayStation 2 video games, folks. And there is a no-doubter. That's strike 3. The umpire needs glasses. Absolutely. How's it going? Hey, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. So just like that, Texas goes 404 majestic feet to a 4-0 lead. I guess ball don't lie. Matt Kemp 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Any higher and it hits the batter? Yeah. That's low for ball 1. That one's rolled over foul. One and one gone. Now 4-0 Texas. That bases loaded situation for the Blue Jays looking worse, even better for Texas. Able to get out of that without giving up any runs. And Toronto misses a big opportunity. I think they miss a bigger opportunity with 2 on and nobody out that they were able to get on via the walk. Righty winds and fires. That one's low. Three and 2. So another full count here in this game. As the righty readies the payoff pitch. That one's inside for a ball. That's probably about the same strike that strike 3, or the same spot that strike 3 was called earlier. Adam LaRoche stepping in. 0 for 1. Rolls over that one, foul. Here comes the 0-1. That's inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on, and 1 home already. That sails low, or stays low, I should say. Drops low. Well out of the zone. A little surprising with this umpire's zone. It wasn't strike 2, but just cleaned it up a little bit, it looks like. 2 and 1. Don't think I put my yogurts in the fridge. Good thing to remember partway into a stream. Set a bunch of crap on the counter. Took out a thing of garbage. Completely forgot. 3 and 1. AI batters really love swinging at 3 and 1. Instead, he takes right at the knees for strike 2. Or computer batters, I guess. one's fouled away. Here comes the payoff pitch. This one will be popped third base side. Looked like it was going to be further in foul territory, but drifts back toward the line. Makes the catch, and it's out number 2. Edward Mojica. Okay. You definitely threw me off in that one. 7 games, a 1-0 record. He was up there for a little bit, so 1 save, a .87 ERA, 10 innings, 1 walk, 13 strikeouts. They put the runner in motion. The throw is down, but late, so a stolen base for the Rangers. Puts a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Righty winds and fires that one. That outside part, the right-handed part of the zone. Don't do this. Just flat hand. That has been a little wide today. 1-1. Puts charge into that one. See if they send him around third. They do. They're up 4-0. Right fielder with a good shot to get him out at home, and he does. A play at the plate, and he is out. 6 hits for Texas, 4 runs. Damon, Ethier, and Cabrera coming up for Toronto. Last chance. Johnny Damon has the walk, or has a walk today. Thought about swinging, but able to hold his check swing back. Ball 1. Pitcher shakes off his catcher. Readies, winds, fires, and that one's fouled away. Here comes the 1-1. Set up inside yet again. Gets Damon to swing and miss. 1-2. That pitch is low. Ball 2. 2-2. Good eye for Damon as that one started outside, stayed outside, and even though that spot's been kind of, or that side of the zone has been a little bit funky at times. Good take for ball 3. That one is going to be driven out to right. Got under it a little bit, and that is out number 1. Rangers losing Bochy, Bruce, Jeremy Accardo. Okay. Jeremy Accardo. 5 games with a 1-0 record, a 4.50 ERA, 6 innings, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Bruce Bochy, that's the name I'm trying to think of. That one is a one that I look at and my brain just can't. You know what? And then a top pitching coach is going to hurt him. I hope that it hurts them. The Rangers just won the World Series. The Mariners need fewer competitive teams in their division. They should be the favorite, but they won't execute the way that they should. We've seen it for 2 years in a row now. The Seattle Mariners will get out to a lead early in the season and be like, oh my gosh, is this the new Mariners? Are they doing cool stuff? Blah, blah, blah. Hey, spoiler alert, no. They'll let Houston catch them. That is a strike. A little surprised to see the Rangers go to the bullpen, but maybe the stamina is starting to finally catch up. It only took nearly a month, but fouled away. Bruce Bochy is being hired by the Giants again, not as a manager, though. Is he going to be like a special advisor? Oh, okay. So here, we'll fling the... Not fling, but we'll throw a question back at you. Would you rather have Bruce Bochy or a college coach who has no MLB experience as a manager, as a Giants fan? That is smacked out to left. Foul.
Foul ball.
Another full count in this game. Here comes the payoff pitch. That is going to be smashed into right all the way to the wall. Kicks around the corner, and he is heading to second. Strong throw from the right fielder is safe. Wow, okay. It was almost perfect. It was almost Cal Raleigh-esque, where Raleigh threw that pitch perfectly against Detroit, right into the thigh. Special advisor is his role. Oh, okay. That pitch sails outside. Ball one. Special advisor sounds like such a cool job. That's, if I could have a job, and I'd be a special advisor to anything. You know? I'm a special advisor. I'm assuming that I just sit, I tell you one or two things a year, and I just cash the check, baby. Literally one of the best managers of all time. But if they trust this college guy, I trust this college guy. That's fair. That's totally fair. Here, winds and fires. That one's outside. I guess, I don't know. I guess, yeah, I mean, it's a lot different than hiring a manager where you're like, ah, this guy is not good. They are bad. Their pitching decisions don't make any sense, and you have evidence of it, versus like, hey, here's a guy that we believe in, really impressed us, love what he's doing. 3-2. Runner on second, one away here for the Blue Jays. Top of the third inning. Game number 1. Another payoff pitch is fouled away. Spoiled. It's one that I could work into my vernacular. The righty gets the strikeout on Cabrera. I think that's the same spot that he got him on that that slider that he struck out Cabrera on last time. And you have kind of a, I guess it was a hit rather than a walk, but the top two in the lineup have been able to get on base for Toronto, and the... What? What is this umpire's zone? Hold on. We're going to try and look at this the best we can. Where's the... I mean, ugh, I guess we, the umpire, please stop. Just go to the ball. Thank you. That's David Ortiz. Or maybe it's just the ball and we can't really see. I mean, it looks below the knees to be. And it wouldn't, it's already two bizarre calls in this game.
All right, let's get it moving.
Be interesting, as I was trying to say that it would be interesting to go back and look at that Miguel Cabrera for the first strikeout. Like, how on the plate was it? I have a feeling that it would be on the plate because it was a really nice pitch. But then you see the strikeout that we saw in another part of the game, and that ball, and you're kind of like, maybe this guy just has a funky zone today. One and two with two away. That one sails high. Remember this ump called a pitch 6 inches inside. That's true. That's true. The umpire is playing by his own rules. This is where we need that high heat 2004 strike zone where you can turn the strike zone on and you can turn on the umpire strike zone. Ortiz takes that one low. Lucky that it wasn't rung up on strikes on that. Full count. 2 away. Runner on second. And gets him swinging. So Cabrera and Ortiz both 0 for 2, and I both believe went down on strikeouts both times. So on top of the lineup where they're doing their job, the top two in the Toronto Blue Jays lineup got on base 3 of the 4 times. Then the following two, who you want to drive in runners, are 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. Gross. Jason Bergman, 2.1 innings pitched, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts on the day. He will improve to 1 and 2. Jason Marquise falls to 0 and 4. Bradley with his 4th home run of the season. As the Rangers are dominant in this one, they take the series 2-1. Rangers dominant in the game. Blue Jays dominant in the series. My bad, I think I said that backwards. But 2-1 series record. A lot more even than you would think. They even had a higher batting average. Huh. All right, let's catch up on some scores. Yankees over the Orioles 4-3. They play fun games. Like Yankees, Orioles, I don't know if they play much for the rest of the season, but it would be something actually worth watching, because they're the 3 times that we've had their games, 2 or 3 times we've had their games, they've been good. Baltimore, I'm gonna guess that they're done playing each other though. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Oops, but also like kind of okay. Yankees win 4-3. Rays over the Red Sox in a 1-0 game. The Marlins knock out the Braves 4-1. The Mets, the Mets, they pick up a victory 1-0 over the Washington Nationals. Reds over the Pirates 2-0. Guardians over the White Sox 1-0. Tigers over the Twins 4-0. Those teams are now 9 and 10. And then you have Cleveland at 11 and 8, and the White Sox at 8 and 11. And then who's the other team in that division? It is the Central. The AL Central has Cleveland, Detroit, Chicago, Minnesota. Oh, is it the White Sox that we need that record for? But they have not played yet. Right? Or the White Sox. No, that's the White Sox. Twins, Tigers. Who am I missing? Oh, God. I said it, and I don't remember who I said. Anyway, that catches us up on all the games. Twins, Tigers. Oh, God. Don't tell me in the chat. Hold on. I'm going to figure it out. I have my notepad covering it at the moment. Phillies Astros is next. Oof. This Philadelphia lineup is nasty. 4 straight lefties, 2 switch hitters, and then 2 true righties in the lineup. So there must be a righty pitcher on the mound, I would guess, for Houston. I said it. White Sox, Twins, Tigers, Guardians. Phillies, and the Kansas City. God dang it, Kansas City. Frickin' frick. I could not think of them. Okay, so Kansas City would be up toward the top there. Okay. Damn it. I don't know why I could not come up with that team. Cleveland, Chicago, Kansas City, and Detroit. Seattle plays them. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. I knew I was missing something so simple. Shin-Soo Choo leading things off in right field for the Philadelphia Phillies. Gregor Blanco, the designated hitter. Justin Morneau over at first base. Fred Lewis in left. Jorge Posada behind the dish. Andres Torres in center field. Ronnie Belliard at second base. Romero? That I is throwing me off. Pena is your shortstop, and Brandon Inge, third baseman. It's got to be a right-handed pitcher for this. Okay, yeah, James Shields. 1-1 with a 6.65 or 6.55 ERA. 3 games, 11 innings, 10 to something. 10 to 8 walks, hits, walks, strikeouts. It's the team the Mariners play. Okay, good start for Houston. Pitch in the dirt, and the catcher is nowhere near it. This is the time for that to happen. There's nobody on. Shin-Soo Choo. Put some good contact on that, but drives it foul. 1-1. Here's the wind and fire. Nice location on the outside corner. That one just misses. Love the... I like the idea there. Just try to get that corner again. See if you can get the swing you just saw. A highly competitive pitch that was a strike. But Choo sees it well and then gets called to the inside for strike 3. So the zone a little wide today, it seems. This is only game number 2. Gregor Blanco with a .292 average. 3 RBI stolen based on the season so far. He'll take a look at the right-handed pitcher next. That's in for a strike, so goes right back to that inside part. Already here in the first couple of batters, you can see this Astros pitcher, once he gets a call in that spot, he goes right back to it, looking for the double up. See if he continues. Working west to east on that one. 0-2 after it's fouled off. Phillies, the hottest team in the league so far. Swung on and missed. Just a really filthy pitch there. Justin Morneau, .281 average. Has a home run and 5 RBI. I think they're by a pretty decent margin. The best team, 14-4. I mean, they're 3 games ahead of the Astros here, who get a nice 1-2-3 inning. That's got to be a daunting task for a right-handed pitcher. Hey, we're going to throw 4 lefts at you. And even after that, you're still going to have to face batters in the left-handed batter's box because it's a couple of switch hitters. Takes care of them 1-2-3. Sean Figgins leads off at third base for the Astros. Skip Shoemaker, a designated hitter. Matt Holliday in left. Carlos Quinton in right. Buster Posey behind the dish. Billy Butler at first. Colby Rasmussen center. Omar Infante at second. Marco Scudero at shortstop. That Astros logo above that reader board or whatever it is, it looks so very 1970s. Kyle Lose, 1-1 with a 4.82. 3 games. Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise game. Why would I ever possibly want this information? 3 games, 9.1 innings pitched, 10-1-6 hits, walks, strikeouts. Go Mariners. The pitcher is ready. He winds and fires. That is hit up the third base line and foul. Here comes the 0-1. That one stays inside for a ball, 1-1. That's a nice location on the outside part of the plate. Gets the call, 1-2. Ooh, swung on and missed. Did he tag him? Because that ball looked like it was going forever. Because he has to run it out, right? Or is it because it was a pitch in the dirt. And he dropped it. But I mean, this ball, that ball is so far above the first baseman. What is happening in this game today? Houston got screwed? There's no way he gets that. All right. It's been a funky day. So that'll bring up the next batter. Right? What are we doing here? What's happening? Was it not a strikeout? No, it was an out. Yeah, because there's one away. Nobody on. He needed to run that out. That's in for a strike. What a bizarre sequence of events. Absolutely bizarre. It's a good take on a pitch that looked good but fell off the table. So that will make it 2-1. That'll be launched out to left. It is going. It is an out right by the out-of-town scoreboard. Matt Holliday with a 286 average, 5th in the National League. That's outside. Ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. That missed. Look good to me, but I am just a lowly human. Not a digital umpire from the year 2011. That is a strike on the outside. That looked good. Good pitch. 2 gone here in the bottom of the first. Here comes the 2-1 pitch from the righty. He fires low for ball 3. And as we all know, because we've watched 79 games or whatever, computer loves 3-1. What is happening? That man is yelling. He took that one deep, but foul. Really got a hold of it, but just got a little too excited. Full count here. That one's a walk. Okay. That outside part of the zone's been a little finicky. There were 3 pitches kind of in the same general vicinity. 2 balls, 1 strike. The second one of those is a walk. So that'll put 1 aboard. It'll give Quentin here an opportunity. That one is going to be an out in right field. It just stayed up a little too long. Good charge by the right fielder out there for Philadelphia. Luis Posada Torres coming up for Philly. Fred Lewis, couple RBI with a 2.11 average. That pitch is low. That's inside. Ball 2. Two and 0. That gets the corner for a strike. Strike 1. 2-1. See if he wants to go to that low inside corner again. He just got the strike. He went inside. It wasn't as similar as some of the stuff that he was doing in the first inning. I think he's still kind of worried about that same idea. 2-2 to the left-handed Phillies hitter. That'll be just over the outstretched arm of the first baseman. That'll be a single into right. Nice effort there. It's going to be an out or a single, and it was a single. That'll bring in Jorge Posada. 429 average. A couple home runs. That 5th in the National League must have been from last year. Ooh, Posada gets a big swing, and he's out in foul territory. That is brutal. I mean, you look at that average and you go, hey, let's get him on base. Let's advance first to third. We can maybe do some damage here, but instead it's just a brutal pop out. And almost got another one. That is a foul ball. But he's had a couple of swings under it in this one. That is foul. Off the ad out there in foul territory. That pitch is inside for a ball. Here comes the 1-2. That one's outside and low. That is driven out to right center field. They both have a good beat on it. The center fielder can't get it. It's going to hit the top of the fence. They are going to get a double out of it and advance first to third. But both outfielders had a good read on it and it forced the runner on first to stop. Just stop. And the second runner, like, just probably frantically going, like, you need to go. Should have been a run-scoring double. Instead, it's runners at second and third. They are going to throw home. It is a play at the plate. He gets hit and holds on to the ball. It's an out. I forgot that this was an element of the game. It's the second or third time we've seen that. We've seen one ball dislodged. I think two that have been outs. They'll come out and check on the catcher. I believe it's Buster Posey. Oh, but John Baker is going to have to come in due to the injury. Interesting. At least he got the out. That is low. So runners on first and third. Really, I think the Astros really wish that they would have sent the runner back to third for the Phillies. They got one out, but it cost them a catcher due to injury. That's in for a strike. I think you'd take runners on second and third with two outs rather than... foul ball. Rather than an injury to Buster Posey. Righty winds, and that one is hit. Jams him a little bit. But it's popped foul along the right field line. First base side. Count makes it, or that makes it 1-2 with two gone. Swung on and missed. So, Phillies almost scored. They put a good hit on the catcher and have to make him have to come out of the game. It's going to be Baker, Butler, and Rasmus. And he immediately has to come in and hit the ball. Wow. It was going to be Buster Posey in the 5 spot. And again, we see a pitch that's in the dirt and missed by the catcher completely. And again, it's in a spot where it's perfectly fine. No, it's a 0-0 count to lead off the inning. You don't like to see it, but if you're going to see it, that's the spot to see it in. That's low. 2-1. That is lifted out towards center field. Center fielder comes in and watches it drop into the glove. For out. For and out. It's out number 1. Billy Butler stepping in, 333 average. He has 10 RBI. The rare double-digit RBI. A couple of homers on the season. That is outside for ball 1. That's in for a strike. That one is driven out to center field. Really didn't even have to move for it. Center fielder makes a nice catch, and it's out number 2. Colby Rasmus, 286 average. 2 RBI, 1 stolen base. That one's going to be rolled over to first base. He'll underhand toss it to the pitcher covering. That's out number 3, and that'll do it for the second inning. Philadelphia with 2 hits, zeros in every other space. Inge, Shin-Soo Choo and Blanco coming up here in the top of the third for the Phillies. Best team in the game so far, 14-4. The Astros aren't too far behind at 11-7. Back when Houston was in the National League Central. That is in for a strike. That's outside. That's in for a strike. A bit of a passive at bat here. Count is 1-2. Righty readies, winds, and fires. That is foul at the third base line. And that majestic board taking a bit of a beating in this game. A couple of balls have hit off of it. Righty nods his head. Goes to jam him, and it is successful. That one is way up there. Drifts into fair territory, and that is out number 1. That'll flip the lineup over. Shin-Soo Choo step it in. He's 0 for 1 today. But it's going to be a bunch of lefties in a row. Second time through the order. Let's see how he fares. See how the pitcher fares. See how the hitters adjust. He bats it down, but Choo is going to get 2. First base. Gregor Blanco. Blanco? Blanco. So 1 on and 1 out. First baseman does a good job to at least try to make a play, as Shin-Soo Choo is going to try and steal second. He is out by a good margin. A little surprised at how aggressive the Phillies were. That slide really threw things off. And the delay of the tag makes it look a lot closer than it was. I mean, he had the ball and waited for him to come in before tagging him. So that's 2 away for the lefty at bat. That pitch sails inside for a ball. 1-1. That one's on the outside. Makes the count 2-1 with 2 away. Lefty takes a strike on the outside. That evens things up at 2. That is a brutal strike 3 to end the inning. It's on the inside. And, man, Philadelphia puts another hit on the board. Can't do anything with it as they are thrown out attempting to steal. Infante, Scudero, and Figgins coming up. Astros an opportunity to walk this bad boy off. Omar Infante. I mean, that's kind of the guy you would want. Short porch out to left. Little Crawford boxes. Oh, my God, I thought he did it. I genuinely, that ball was so scary. That pitch. Scudero's a guy, it looks like he'd want to get on the base paths. A few steals already this season. Almost as many steals as RBI. That'll be driven up the middle. They're going to hold him at second. The Phillies, did lose a run trying to go for the contact out at, or the contact at home with the catcher. Posey was injured on the play, but did hold on for out number 2 instead of plating a run. And with nobody out, Figgins steps in. It's a good take right there. I think you can get a little excited. You've seen a couple of nice hits from the last two batsmen. Something into the grass. You can get him around to score. Figgins takes a strike again. Like, it looks a little wide today, but I don't know. Like, that's just what they decided to do. They were like, you know what? Today, April 22nd. Today is the day where we're just off by about 6 inches. They are going to put this into left field. He's going to have to get back quickly. It's a throw into third when he should have gone to second. Figgins can't get it done. They put the runners in motion. I kind of like everything they did there except for the out. That's a nice looking strike. 0-1 to lead things off or to get things going. That is hit up to center field. It's going to be a tight play at the plate, except for it's cut off. Oh, he's safe. It was one of the better relay throws that we've seen. But the Astros still come away with the victory. As soon as you see that it's not going to get all the way to home plate, as soon as you realize that it's going to be a cutoff, it feels like it gives the offense such a big advantage. James Shields gets your player of the game. 3 innings, 3 hits, 4 strikeouts on the day. James Shields improves to 2-1. Kyle Loose falls to 1-2. No home runs on either side. Houston picks up all 3 of their hits in that third inning. And they win 1-0. So the Phillies would probably want to go back to that top of the second inning as they lose this series 2-1 to a team that they outplayed. More hits, more at-bats, better average. Yeah. Huh. It's like that Astros pitching was kind of the difference. I would not be surprised. I guess we can take a look at the other results. Kansas City. No. Astros, Phillies 2-1. And then the Phillies Astros 1-0. So kind of a funky one there. That's tomorrow. Spoilers. Okay. The only game that we missed was the Cubs 5-0 winners over the Cardinals. And then we are heading to Arizona for our third game of the day. Actually, before I do that, not game control. Save, please. We've hit the halfway point of the video, of the stream, of our in-game action. So I'm going to go ahead and pop a save and save slot number 8 as boy, did it take a long time to get this thing figured out and ready to roll. New inning XP path tomorrow for MLB The Show 25. So that'll be interesting. Tomorrow at, I believe, noon. Wonder how long that one will last. Save complete. And we will go back to the schedule. View today's games. We are heading Brewers D-Backs. No games to catch up on there. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. They're 6th in pitching, but 28th in everything else, or lower. Or Brewers. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. Appreciate it. Happy Thursday. As I flip a thumbnail. We'll have more action for you tomorrow. We have a whole fresh batch of series to start with, so the wheel shall determine who we watch. We pray to the good wheelofnames.com to give us fun and interesting games. We might need to start cutting some series here and there just because they're a little lopsided. But it is baseball, so it doesn't really seem to matter all that much. If Milwaukee wins, both teams will be 500. But the Brewers are 8-9. The Diamondbacks 10-9. NL Central versus NL West. Brian Roberts, the switch hitting second baseman, leads off for Milwaukee. Niger Morgan in center field. Jason Kubel in right. Luke Scott at first. Vernon Wells in left. Jack Cust, designated hitter. Luis Valbuena at shortstop. David Freese at third. Ryan Hannigan, your catcher. Might be a tough day if it's a right-handed starting pitcher, considering the fact that it's a switch hitter. 3 consecutive lefties, and then 2 lefties after just 1 righty. So 3 true righties in the lineup for Milwaukee. It didn't work though, yes, for the Philadelphia Phillies in the last game. So who knows? Who cares? I love the infinite video board. Bud Norris is a right-hander. He's 0-2 with a 10.50 ERA. 3 games with 6 innings, 9.37 hits, walks, strikeouts. Take a look at the Arizona Diamondbacks defensive lineup. Brought to you by deodorant. You should use it. Brewers wearing some alternate uniforms. It look like they have that Michigan Wolverines hem on it. And the first pitch misses low. Diamondbacks wearing some throwback uniforms themselves. This would be the era of maybe not the greatest Diamondbacks uniforms. The purple and teal are just a much bolder, more interesting choice than some of the other uniforms that the Diamondbacks have worn. I would say that the Diamondbacks have some of the top tier City Connect uniforms. The Serpentines are great. It's a fun nickname. I like the way they use the snake as an S. And a fantastic color palette as we see a pitch on the outside for strike 3. Yet again. Okay, that one at least was in the zone. 4-seam fastball at 96. Freezes him for out number 1. Starter nods his head, whines and fires. That is in for a strike. Sets up outside again. That is a foul ball. 0-2. One of the tighter plays we've seen up the line all season. Thought about swinging, but holds the check swing back. And that makes it 1-2. Just underway here in Game 3 of our 4-game set. We'll head northwest after this to watch the Mariners play the Royals, the 5th team in the NL Central, or the AL Central, I could not think of. That just misses low. At a full count. It is indeed a full count. Here's a payoff pitch with 1 away. That one is a walk. So the Brewers get kind of a... It was a good strike call. They get locked up on a pitch on the outside for strike 3 for batter number 1. But they're able to have a good eye. Take a walk with batter number 2. We'll see what Jason Kubel can do as he steps in. Nice take to start things off as that pitch was high and outside. Ball 1. Big swing and a miss on a pitch that just dropped. Looked like he was trying to tee it up and let it go, but swung over the top of it. 1-1. That somehow wasn't a strike. Looked like it came back over the plate and got up at the letters, but the umpire says ball 2. That is fouled up the first base line. Evens things up. Oh, they're going to check on the runner at first. He is safe. Still 0 successful pickoffs. 2 ejections. We have those. We have 2 ejections in our back pocket. Swung on and missed. Went inside. It stayed a little more inside. Kubel couldn't get anything on it to stay alive, and that will be out number 2. So the runner still at first after the walk. Strikeout, walk, strikeout. Is this a walk? It's Luke Scott. 192 average. 1 RBI on the season. They're going to put him in motion here, and he is out by a mile. Seen a couple steal attempts, and they have not been good. Timing was pretty solid, but just did not have the speed. And again, you see as they are jumping into the dive, they already have the ball, and they are ready to plant that tag. Let's get that Arizona Diamondbacks starting lineup right now. David DeJesus starting off in right field, or leading off in right field. Freddie Sanchez at second. Joey Votto over at first. Alex Gordon in left. Hector Luna at third. Jamie Carroll, designated hitter. Curtis Granderson in center. Matt Wieters behind the dish. Oh man, and Cesar Estruis. The shortstop. So a couple of switch hitters at the bottom of the lineup. 4 lefties. And that will might give Mark Burley a little bit of an advantage. 1-2 with a 7.88 ERA. 3 games, 8 innings, 11-3 hits, walks, strikeouts. Surprised to see that many left-handed batters in. Every time I think hey, they play the matchups. They might have some sort of the more modernist, the most modern style of baseball. We see a bunch of lefties against a left-handed pitcher. Here comes Burley's first pitch. Burley's? Lefty winds. Fires low. Not locating his spots. Doesn't have a great looking ERA, and you're kind of seeing why. You're putting, I guess maybe he didn't have a ton of walks or whatever, but that one sailed high. If you're falling behind in the count, you're not putting yourself in a successful position. 3-0. That is a hands-off controller take right there. 3-1. And that'll be a walk on the outside. Could not get the call on the edge of the zone, and that'll set up the Diamondbacks with 1 on and nobody out. So a leadoff walk. Hey, maybe throw a strike. We want a pitcher, not a belly itcher. See if Arizona has any interest in sending him to second. That'll be into left field. Probably a good thing that they didn't do it. Left fielder tracks it down nicely. They're going to send him to third. It'll be a double. And just like that, Diamondbacks runners in scoring position. Wasn't a good sound off the bat, but didn't need it to be good. Just needed it to get down and advance these runners. That's it. Bring in Joey Votto. 333 average, 3 home runs, 9 RBI. It's a lefty-lefty matchup. I don't know how much I love that, but they haven't been in the 3 spot for a reason. That pitch well outside for a ball, 1-0. Bit of an issue, falling behind the batters already. Depending on how he started that last one, could be all 3, but 2 of them for sure. Tries to go inside. Can't quite get the timing right, but does get a pretty decent piece of contact on it, even though it is foul. 1-1. That is going to be popped out to right. Should be a sac fly. He'll catch it in foul territory. They will advance the runners. Good throw from right field. It's cut off. Doesn't matter. It's safe. 1-0 Diamondbacks here. As Alex Gordon steps in, same average, 333. Not quite as effective home runs or RBI-wise, but having 2 batters batting a third, hitting a third of the time, pretty good. Lefty winds and fires. That is going to be out into left field. That'll skid all the way, or skedaddle, or slide, or roll. Dollop a daisy into the fence. I don't know what I'm talking about. We're losing it on a Thursday night at 7:40 p.m. We have found a sock in our pants, and all hell is broken loose. Hector Luna batting 100. So the 2 lefties able to knock in the runners, one via the sac fly, the other with a double into left field. 2-0 Arizona here in the bottom of the first. Foul ball. 0-1. Let's go Diamondbacks. Let's go Diamondbacks. It kind of actually works. One's well inside. Lucky he didn't hit him. Hitter gets delayed out of the way. One and 2. That'll be up the middle. It's not going to get to center. Instead, it'll be out number 2. Shortstop did a good job to stay with the play and get the out at first. Does advance the runner from second to third. So Carroll has a bit of an easier time getting something down that might score a run. That is a dangerous looking pitch. Lucky that he couldn't time it up. It's off the end of the bat for a foul ball strike. He's going to try inside again. Good eye. Lay off that pitch. It was even further inside. That one misses. Inside and low. He's gone back to that pitch 3 times now. 2-1 the count. Tries to go with a fastball. Speeds him up. Late on that one. Sliced foul. 2-2. 2 out. 2-0 game and a runner on third. That one misses. Low to fill things up. That one fouled away. That one is popped out to the first base side. They are going to retire the side. Right at the wall. Forgot there were 2 outs, if I'm being completely honest. Milwaukee's going to send up Scott, Wells, and Cust. Go Mariners. As they look to overcome a 2-0 deficit through 1 here in the desert. Luke Scott. Pitch is in for a strike. I knew I would forget. I remembered earlier that I think I needed to put yogurt in the fridge. I forgot. And then remembered. Scott takes that one just outside ball for a ball. Skipped a couple of words in there. 1-1. Swung on and missed for a big swing. Or with a big swing. 1-2. That one sliced foul at the third base line. And that is smashed up the first base side. That'll be into the corner, into the deepest part of that corner over there. So that'll be a double for the Brewers. They bring up Vernon Wells, putting a runner in scoring position. One's in for strike 1. Gets the call for strike 2. Here comes the 0-2. Nice. I like that pitch location. Tried to jam him. Got the swing that he was looking for. Just couldn't get the out portion of it. Either swing and miss or put it in play and get him out at first. Tries to go outside with a slider. That misses wide and wide for ball 1. That is outside, 2-2. That is out to left, and that might go. It is gone. No, I'm sorry. It's off the top of the wall. He got kind of robbed there. Both the corners of the outfield here in Arizona have those funky spots where they just go back for no reason. The Brewers strike back and cut the lead down to 2-1. Runner on second, nobody out. These are the strike back innings that Jake Storielli talks about on Waking Jake and Talking Baseball. It's like, how are your innings when you get punched? How do you punch back? Punch back innings? Strike back innings? I forget what he calls them, but I remember the gist of it. And we're getting that here. This righty has some work to do, needs an out. Well, needs to find the strike zone. Got to throw a strike here. That one is in at the bottom. Two and one. That is a little like kind of a generous strike. Second one of those that we've seen that just kind of like, I don't know about that. I don't know. But that does make it 2-2. And again, he went right back to that same spot. Batter does not agree with the umpire. Does not get ejected, but that looked low. I'd say both of them were low. Maybe it's a 50-50 thing where you get one ball, one strike. Valbuena steps in. He has no average, just a bunch of zeros. This is the kind of the guy you want to go after. Somebody who's not maybe batting very well. I wouldn't try to get too cute with it, but what am I? A World Series loser. That's what I am. That is inside. Two and 0. And he will ground out to first base. That almost got past him. That was a very weird or delayed animation. Like that if that was the current game, it would have that little red arrow next to him. Like that was a horrible jump at it. And this game is just inconsistent enough with that stuff where players don't go for the ball in spots that gets out to right field and that ties the game. And it wouldn't surprise me. Like just because the ball is hit at a spot where you think a player is going to have a shot at it doesn't mean that they're even going to go for it. We've seen times where it looks like they should maybe be able to leap. They just run away. We've seen some third basemen just stand there, just watch it. But that's the beauty of 2011 baseball. Is this one is driven deep to right field, but dies in the air and is out number 3. Milwaukee gets 2 hits and strikes back for 1. Granderson, Wieters, Eastruis. Coming up. In the little AL East section. So how do the Diamondbacks punch back to the punchback? Can they get that run back? Build that lead back to 2? Or do they go into the top of the 3rd with just 1? Looking for that insurance run. Granderson takes a ball outside. The lefty readies. Gonna wind and fire that one. Same spot, same result, a ball. Granderson, good eye, not taking anything. Or not swinging at anything, taking everything. That is low. Ball 3. Here comes the 3-0. Granderson's going to take a swing at it. Makes the count 3-1. That pitch is in for a strike. Payoff pitch. Oh my God. I thought that was going to destroy the pitcher. Instead, it's just a very hard hit right back up the middle. So a runner on. Matt Wieters steps in. Nobody out after the single from Granderson. He will drive it foul at the third base line. It's a good result for the Diamondbacks as that could have been a double play. As an expert in hitting into double plays, I feel like I recognize them well. They are going to put Granderson in motion. He is going to be safe. It looked like they had him, but Granderson able to get in under the tag. And it is 0-2. Must have just enough length in the hands to get below, kind of spread a little bit, like kind of around. That pitch was well inside. Probably strike 3 if he takes it, honestly, with how today is gone. That is out number 1. Cesar Istruas. That is a strike right down the middle. Oh and 1. That one is rolled over foul.
Foul ball.
That one stays high. One and 2. Can Arizona get that run they gave up back? It's a foul ball to stay alive. That is a bold take on the outside, especially with some of the calls that we have seen today. Ball 2. Here comes another 2-2. Oh, man. That was a pitch in a horrible spot and just the worst luck for the Diamondbacks. That probably should have been an RBI single, maybe RBI double, depending on how aggressive Cesar is in that situation, but that is just brutal luck. We strike 1 after the horrible luck hit. That is going to be into center. And that will be a 2-out run-scoring single as the pitcher cuts it off and does not relay it to the catcher. Freddie Sanchez does have a double and a run today on a 1-for-1 day. So Arizona back to their 2-run lead. 3-1, 2 gone here in the bottom of the second. The right-handed batter takes a ball high. 1-0. That is in for a strike, just on the inside. I think that's probably why you get that funky swing and miss. Calls have been a little weird inside to right-handed hitters. And he will drive that up the first baseline. Foul. They are going to put him in motion. The runner is out. I was going to signal safe, but he was out. Arizona picks up a run, extends their lead back out to 2. 3-1 as we head top 3. Hannigan, Robertson, Morgan coming up for the Brewers to try and keep this game going. It's like 3 Orioles on the Brewers in this game. Just wild. The righty is ready and fires. That one's outside for a ball. Looked pretty good from our angle, but we are a little off center. (1-0) ready and fired. That's foul. Diamondbacks put themselves in a bit of a tricky situation after they gave up that, gave off a leadoff double. They came around to score. I did not have the cleanest inning in inning number 2. Well, the first inning looked a lot better. That pitch misses, low and outside. That is a broken bat pop-up. Wow. The bat went further than the ball on that one. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And the lefty will step in. Okay. That's inside. Ball 2. So a real bad pitch there on the first one. Not great, but not terrible on that. Just ignore it. That one stays low, 3-0. Okay. Saw an aggressive swing on a 3-0 last time. That was a very hittable location. I know you don't want to be out number 2 in that situation, but I don't think you're gonna get many better pitches than that. Of course, if you can take ball 4 like that for a walk, I'm sure it's perfectly fine. So 1 on, 1 out. We'll see if the Diamondbacks want to go to the bullpen. Sometimes we get these animations and they carry on like this. Every once in a while we get the animation and they show the wide shot of the bullpen and they'll bring somebody else in. The righty will stay in. I mean, he's one good low pitch to induce the double play away from... Oh no, he bobbled it. He's going to have to go to first. That should be game over. The Diamondbacks should have won this game. It'll be an error on the second baseman. I mean, at least he went to first, made sure to get the out. As I didn't even finish the sentence. I'll bring in Jason Kubel 0 for 1 with a strikeout. That pitch misses inside and low. Misses inside from where the catcher was set up. Low according to the zone. So he falls behind 1-0 with 2 outs. A runner on and a 2-run lead. Tying run at the plate. A big swing and a miss makes it a 1-1 count. Oh, Kubel drives this one out to left. The left fielder dives. He's going to get all the way into the corner. He's going to race to pick it up. It's going to be a triple, a run-scoring triple, and a game that the Diamondbacks should have won, where the double play is still going. It is 3-2. Don't love the dive there in that scenario, just because the runner gets all the way to third. You could limit it to a double. I get you're trying to save the game, get it over with, but not my favorite play we've seen today. The righty just needs 1 out. The second baseman bobbled what should have been an easy double play, only got 1 out. The runner that advanced to second on that play gets to home. It's a triple, a run-scoring 2-out triple. That one sails. It's a ball. That is tapped foul up the first base line. 1-2. Brewers down to their final strike. Down one with a runner on third. The righty winds. He fires. It is going to go to the third baseman. He takes a step, fires, and out by a step. Out by a step. The Diamondbacks play with fire. They get mildly burned because they gave up a run, and they had an error and a funky dive, and they gave up the run, but they still got out of it. The Brewers got to be kicking themselves. They were out by about a step there. Freddie Sanchez gets your player of the game 1-for-1 with a double. 3-2 your final here from Arizona. Bud Norris improves to 1-2. Mark Burley falls to 1-3. Wow, that was a fun one. Let's head to the Pacific Northwest, my area of the country. And let's check on the Seattle Mariners. They are wrapping up a 4-game set against the Kansas City Royals, the American League Central team that I could not think of earlier. Brewers do win the series. They were looking for a sweep, but they secure a series win 2-1. And we will go view today's games. I don't think we had anything between what we watched last and what we did next, okay? We have the Athletics, Angels, Dodgers, Giants. We'll get caught up on those in a minute. The Mariners, and the Royals wrapping things up here for us. They're both good teams. Kansas City currently leads the series 2-1. Just because the their records have been the same through the first 2 games, and they are now 1 game different. Welcome to Safeco Field out here in beautiful Seattle, Washington. The 12-6 Royals taking on the 11-7 Seattle Mariners. Both teams were 10-5? Yeah, 10-5 going into this. I had to think about it for a second. Oh, we can skip this. My bad. Austin Jackson, the center fielder, leads off. Polanco at third. Mark Teixeira at first. Travis Snyder in right. Brian McCann at center. Alexi Ramirez, the shortstop. Left fielder is Josh Willingham. Neil Walker at second, and DH Alex Gonzalez. Placido Polanco. I always put an extra vowel in there, so I think it's Placido. We're getting better sometimes. There are some names that I look at and I feel like I should be able to say it, and I just can't compute what I see through my brain out of my mouth. G.R. Jurens, 2-0, 2.89 ERA with 3 games played, 9.1 innings pitched, 11 hits, 3 walks, 1 strikeout for the Seattle Mariners. Seattle, I believe, was ranked dead last in pitching. I can go back actually and look at it. I didn't give myself a ton of time. Yeah, they are 30th in pitching. The Royals not much better at 26th, and I don't think it takes a lot to be to move between first and 30th because everybody has such low stamina. Then you almost give up a leadoff hit. The Royals wearing a nice blue top today with gray pants. Seattle Mariners, they're wearing their boring all-white jerseys. Oh, there we go. We're learning. Placido Polanco. I think I put a second I or E. I always want to say Placido, but it's Placido. So a quick first out here for Kansas City as we are underway in game number 4 of today's coverage. Thanks everybody for joining. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying. If you are, give the video a thumbs up. If you want more, subscribe, ring the bell. You'll be notified. Excuse me. You'll be notified. And it makes me feel so good when you do that. We'll be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time, like I said earlier, with a fresh set of games. So we'll have the wheel. Wheel of names will determine what we watch. He thought about swinging at that one. Very quick first out for the Royals, but that followed by a 3-0 count. Usually that's a hands-off controller situation. I was surprised to even see a check swing. It was a strike either way, so not the worst thing in the world. Misses that one outside, and the Royals will put one on with a walk. That was strike 3 in one of the games we had earlier. And Mark Teixeira. 6-game hitting streak. That seems actually current. He absolutely nuked one when we watched the first game of this series, when there were only 3 games to watch. Tries to tease it down low, misses the zone. Catcher does a good job to block it. Seattle, I believe, ended up winning that game on a walk-off, if I remember correctly. And Teixeira tries to do it again. Nukes one foul. And we'll do it again. 1-1. 1 on, 1 out. That's a strike. Teixeira shakes his head, doesn't agree with it. Tears for notifications. Epic Manley move. Yeah, you know it. They turned on. I don't even know. It does not notify me if people have notifications on. That is hit well out to center. Try and fire it into third, but too much speed. It's actually not the worst throw. It's a little offline. But Teixeira showing that big batting average. That pitch misses low. I mean, there are a couple of channels I have notifications actually turned on for, and I just feel like I don't get them. I guess I don't get them in the way that I want them. Flips to second, fires to first, he's out. I am surprised. That double play saves a run for the Mariners. Kansas City gets a hit, and Seattle will come up to bat. I forgot there was already the 1 out, so I thought it was going to score the run. They were going to trade 2 for 1 run, but it doesn't really matter. Brett Gardner leads things off. If you get him on base, he is probably going to steal. He is in left field, if I didn't mention that. Kurt Suzuki behind the dish. Ichiro out in right. Aramis? Ramirez at third. Travis Hafner at first. Brett Wallace at DH. Reed Brigniak, shortstop. Ian Kinsler at second. Melky Cabrera. Phone is blowing up enough. I have no notifications. Oh, thanks. But your vids pop up on the feed. I'm glad they do. 3-0 for Jake Arrieta. No ERA. 9 innings. 606. 6 hits. No walks. 6 strikeouts. What? He has 3 games. He's pitched 3 perfect innings, basically. I mean, he's given up some hits, so it's not perfect, but... See if the Mariners can do anything against him. This is a good opportunity for the Royals. I mean, they have their best performing pitcher, I have to imagine. I can't imagine there's another guy on the team doing somehow better than a 0 ERA. Something about the color of the hat and the color of the jersey look like they're just a little bit off. That is in for a strike. Two and one. That is in for a strike. 2-2. Slices that one foul. I like that the crowd was surprised when it was clearly going to be foul immediately after it hit the bat. Swing and a miss. So Gardner's set down on strikes. That's good news for this Kansas City defense, as we have seen him with few steals in the games that we've watched. Kurt Suzuki stepping in here with one away in the bottom of the first. Oof, right at the top of the zone. That pitch looked pretty good, but then it just kind of looked like a little bit of a rising fastball. It's an impossibility, as pitchers are always throwing downhill, but stayed good through the zone. Suzuki fouls that one off. It'll be 0-2. That is foul. That pitch inside. That one sails way out there. So Suzuki with a couple of good takes here, staying alive. Bringing that count back to 2-2. That one is hit well, but foul. That one, oof, I thought maybe the pitcher was going to get that backswing animation, but did not. That'll be a hard liner out to center. Just under it. That should bring up the main man, the myth, the legend, Ichiro. A home run, 3 RBI, a couple of stolen bases. That is low for a ball. They put him in motion. Ichiro hits it foul. 1-1. See if they want to put Suzuki in motion again. Oof, big swing from Ichiro on a pitch outside of the zone. And what? What was that awful animation? Are you serious? Well, I gotta make up for the other one. That looked so wide. McCann, Ramirez, and Willingham. Can we take a look at the replay? Oh, actually it went right back to him. Okay. So a couple of double plays in the innings. Ooh, a nice sliding stop by the second baseman. He'll fire over to first. 1 pitch, 1 out for the Seattle defense here in the top of the second. The double play saved a run for the Mariners. The double play for the Royals crushed the Mariners' dreams of continuing on in the inning. They weren't the same sort of thing, but That pitch misses low. That one is hit over to third. Strong throw over to first, and that'll be out number 2. I mean, they're going to need a good pitching performance. They're facing a guy who hasn't really done a whole lot, or given up a whole lot for Kansas City. Josh Willingham. That pitch is outside. And so far, this Mariners pitcher has looked good. It is kind of a weird thing where the Royals' pitching rank isn't much higher than the Mariners. It was 26, I believe. The Mariners are 30. But they have a pitcher that has 9 innings. He's only given up 6 hits. No ERA. Big swing and a miss there. Two and one with 2 away. Top 2 here from Seattle. That is out to left field. That's going to get all the way down. He's kind of a slow run around. It was a slow... He's not the fastest guy in the world. It was probably going to be a double, but it was a really weak left field throw. Neil Walker steps in. Pitch misses for a ball, 1-0. Big swing there. Gets him to go over the top of it. Ooh, that is hit strongly over to the second baseman. And that'll be out number 3, so... Kansas City is ground into the final outs of the inning with a runner in scoring position in the top of the first and the top of the second. Ramirez, Hafner, and Wallace coming up for the Mariners. Ramos Ramirez. That one fouled away. That is hit well out to center. That was how the Seattle Mariners picked up their first base runner. It was a good hit out to center. Travis Hafner steps in. That pitch is low and outside. Ball 1. See what Hafner can do here. Leadoff single for Seattle. That pitch is in for a strike. Hafner took that one, looked pretty good. It's in for a strike. Here's the wind of the fire. Misses well inside for ball 2. Brushes him back a little bit. That'll make the count 2-2. And that will fill it up as he misses inside yet again. Hello, how's it going? Here's a payoff pitch. Hafner takes a big swing and misses on that one. It was a curveball. Stayed up in the zone a little bit. I mean, you pull the string on it. It's probably going to get me as well, but it's a dangerous pitch. Just couldn't slow down enough and even try to get a piece of it to stay alive. So still 1 on, 1 out. That rolls foul. Oh and 1. That one stayed high. I'm pretty sure you've asked me that before. I have not. Here's the 1-1. Catcher does a nice job blocking it with that leg. It doesn't shoot off to the side. Maybe a bit of a lucky bounce there. Swung on and missed. That was a big hack at a pitch on the outside part of the zone. Outside part of the plate. On the outside. Here comes the 2-2. Fouled away. That is a broken bat Falero. Man. Thought you would see maybe a bit of a... I thought maybe you would see a dive there. Don't know that he's going to get to it. So Seattle still alive here at the plate. 2-2. Works the outside yet again. Swung on and missed. That'll set him down on strikes. Well outside. 94 miles an hour. He just kept going to that outside part of the plate. Of the zone, I should say. He was very early on the swing timing. Brignac. I'm putting too many letters in his name. Reed Brignac. Brignac. I guess at least if you miss outside, you don't hit the batter, so... He goes back to that outside. 2-0. One on, 2 out here. Bottom second. This one is going to get popped out to left. He got way under that one. Skies it up, and it is out number 3. So the Mariners continue to struggle against this pitcher who continues to be very, very good. Gonzalez, Jackson, and Polanco. So we'll head to head to the top of the third scoreless. That's inside. Ball 1. That gets the inside edge. Strike 1. That is part of the zone that has just been funky all day long. Doesn't matter what game we've been looking at. That's a pitch. Okay. 1-2. That is going to be hit well out to right field. Ichiro. Doesn't really seem like he had to move, but it did look like kind of weird. Is there an All-Star game in this season? Oh, there absolutely is. I believe it's in mid-May. I think it's May like 14th or something. But yeah, that'll be a day where we'll just watch that. That'll be the one-off. April 19th, or May 19th, excuse me. So yeah, we'll get an All-Star game. I didn't see a home run derby, but maybe it'll pop up. Because you can watch the home run derby in the current gen stuff, but I don't think it's the worst thing to miss out on that. It's not the most exciting. That'll be rolled over to the shortstop. Nice clean scoop and fires over to first. Well, that'll be an out. Out number 2. He said with confidence. Placido Polanco. Placido. Enunciate. That one sails high. That one is in for a strike. Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it would translate to what I'm doing as far as running a shorter season. That is a little dumper out to left field. The Mariners give up a hit. They give up a single. Mark Teixeira, this is not the guy you want to see twice. Mark Teixeira has... last time he advanced the runner first to third. He had a home run in the first game that we watched, and the pitcher will open him up inside for a ball. Oh, Teixeira, it's the one time we've seen him, seen the Mariners actually be able to get him out. We've seen him 4 times now in the couple of games that we've had. 3 hits to 2, but still zeros in the run column. Kinsler, Cabrera, and Gardner coming up. See if Seattle can pull off another walk-off win. 333 average for Kinsler. Oh, Kinsler puts it in the seats, but it's foul. Oh, that time he got just a little too under it. It's going to go to right field for out number 1. Boy, if he could get something down. It looked like he had some pretty good speed. Do you put those wheels in motion? We'll never know. I think with Gardner you do, because we've seen them do that repeatedly. That is in for a strike. That stays outside for a ball. Ooh. Second good swing. They haven't been able to take advantage of the mistake pitches from Arrieta. Here comes the 1-2, one gone. And gets the swing and the miss. That's a brutal way to go down. Late on the 92-mile-an-hour fastball under it. And that is how they get out number 2. So each of the Mariners batters has put a decent enough swing on it. It's just gone foul. Gardner with a swing foul.
That ball foul.
Pitch looked really good until it just dropped. That is in for strike number 2, and the Mariners down to their final strike here in the bottom of the 3rd. They need their pitching to continue to be lights out and hope that they can just last long enough to get away from Arrieta, who's been a real problem today. Unsurprising. I mean, you look at those stats and that's a foul ball. They have the line in the show 25 about like sometimes it's just about getting to the bullpen before you do any damage. Might have one of those scenarios here. The righty winds and fires. That one gets away from the catcher. Makes it 2-2. Ooh, thought about a check swing. Didn't go. Unnecessary dramatics from the third base umpire. One of the rare appeals that we see as well. That one will be rolled over to the first base side. Underhand toss. He's out. Another one of those weird plays where we see the exchange between the first baseman and the pitcher covering, and it just seems like that ball is so high in the air. It needs to be just like a little more direct. Especially because you have Gardner, who has good speed, coming up the line. But we will head to the top of the 4th, first extra inning game of the day. And it's 2 of the better teams in the league. Big swing and a miss there. Houston would be up there as well. They're now 15-4. No, 15-7, I believe. Which means they might have the most games. That doesn't sound right. We're on day 22. Hold on. That is hit out to right center. Doesn't look like it has the distance. It doesn't. A few steps away from the warning track. Oh, they're 11-7. Okay. Yeah, so the Houston Astros would be 12-7, and the Philadelphia Phillies would be 14-5. So the Astros won that game. So, you have the Phillies, you have the Astros, you have the Royals, and the Mariners. Some of the better teams so far. That pitch is inside. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Just going to get that at the knees. Probably caught a little bit more plate than he wanted it to, but it is a pretty nice pitch location, like north-south wise. Makes it 1-1 with 1 gone. That one drops out of the zone for ball 2. One is hit well out to center field, but a routine play. 2 gone. Alexi Ramirez. Taps home plate with his bat and gets ready with 2 away, top 4. That'll be rolled over. Shortstop picks it up and fires. Nice stretch by the first baseman, and that will retire the side. We'll head to the bottom half, the home half, as it's known. Suzuki, Ichiro, and Ramirez. Hey, that's a good chunk of batters to have coming up if you're the Seattle Mariners. Suzuki 1 for 1 with a single, then hit into a double play. That one sails high. Arrieta's pitch misses for ball 1. That one misses. Or just doesn't get the call. That one looked pretty good from our angle. Not the perfect angle, but it works. 2-0. That'll be hit out to center field. A single for Suzuki. His second single of the day. Might be your player of the game if they can win this thing. We'll bring up Ichiro. He's 0 for 1. Hit into a double play his first time up. So Suzuki and Suzuki for the Mariners. We have Ramirez and Ramirez. They are going to put him in motion. That's going to be a nice piece of hitting by Ichiro. Stop me if you've ever heard that before by anyone ever. A nice piece of hitting by Ichiro. He gets it past the first baseman into right field. Even if the first baseman gets it, he's not going to have a play at second. So you're going to have a runner in scoring position either way. But now you have the sac fly and nobody out. Aramis Ramirez is 1 for 1 with a single. And the Mariners finally break through and give what's his face? A little bit of an ERA. Jake Arrieta. Sometimes I could just barely make out the names on the back of the jersey. We thought these were cutting edge graphics in 2011. Never seen better looking baseball game on the PlayStation 2. I wonder how much better this looks on like a CRT. That is foul. I have this on a HD, like a widescreen monitor that's, instead of at a traditional 4x3, it's stretching it. I have it squished on OBS's side. That one's up top. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. He is going to put that. Oh, the shortstop, they didn't go for it. Oh, my goodness. Ichiro advances to second. The shortstop batted the ball down. Kurt Suzuki doesn't move. I don't think he's going to have much of an opportunity. Looking at the replay. That'll bring in Travis Hafner. I'm imagining that defense will still be playing pretty shallow. There's no double play opportunity at the moment. Hafner takes a ball outside. Suzuki in the scoring position. Hafner is going to pop this out to the left. It's going to be, are they going to send him? Will it be a play at the plate? Left fielder gets it. Suzuki takes off. It is a throw in. It gets to the catcher. It's sent out. It is a brutal double play, and we are going to the 5th Seattle with an opportunity to win it and get an earned run on Arrieta's stat line. It just was not deep enough. That pitch outside for ball one. It's a double play to end that bottom of the fourth. It's a nice call there for strike one. Swung on and missed. Fouls that one off.
That ball's foul.
That ball's foul. 1-2. That is a crushing way. That'll be hit. Second baseman slides but misses it. It'll be a leadoff single. Kind of looked like he just went like right under him. And the Mariners will head to the bullpen. They'll bring in a left-handed pitcher, Mitch Stetter. 9 games with a 2-0 record. He has 3 saves with an ERA of 3.60. 5 innings, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. Neil Walker is 0 for 1. Interesting that they bring a lefty out of the bullpen, unless he is a switch hitter. And he is going to take this out to right. Ichiro is there, and that'll be out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out from the bullpen. Alex Gonzalez, who was 0 for 1 today, steps in. That one's foul.
Foul ball.
Foul ball. That one misses outside. That misses low. So Stetter did get the quick out, but a little more patience from this batter, and he's worked himself into a lead. 2-1. This one will be popped out to the shortstop. This is where you get a little nervous. You can get a little... the game can get a little weird when you only get 1 out at a time. And they did bring in this right hitter. I don't know how many of these guys were switch hitters, but... seems weird to bring a lefty in against a little right-handed batter Lane. Lefty fires low. That'll be a ball. 1-0. There's a nice strike right at the knees. 1-1. That gets popped up. Okay. So the 1 out at a time does not burn the Mariners, and that will retire the side. So give up the hit. They go right to the bullpen. And he gets a couple of pop-outs, then the 1 first pitch out. Ballless. It's not what it is. Something. So they still have their guy in. It's still Arrieta. That one will be hit to the left side and foul. Oh my gosh. Destroys his face on the wall and did not get the out, so. Thought that was going to take Arrieta's head off. It's another single right up the middle. Brignac. I've said it incorrectly too many times. Brignac. Come on, Sean. Get it there. Get it together. So the lefty takes a ball just outside a ball. I don't know why I hit that B so weirdly. That's outside. A little easier to determine that was going to be a ball. And we said ball normally that time, so a good improvement by me. Ooh! That's a double play. That's the most ridiculous double play. The Mariners, I am not playing the game, have hit into 3 double plays. He got tapped on the head as he spun back around, and that is strike 1. Wow. The game does not want to give Seattle a win. Arrieta is the greatest pitcher of all time. This is Kinsler's second time seeing Arrieta. That one driven foul. I guess technically they didn't hit into the double play, that they just had a double play. They hit into a double play in the first. They hit into a double play in the fifth. That one's inside. They had a double play that ended the fourth. I don't think there was anything in the second or the third. Either way, it's the third double play of the day, and that is the most ridiculous of them all. Kinsler goes down on strikes, and we will head to the top half of the sixth. Polanco, Teixeira, and Snyder. Teixeira is a guy you don't want to see again. If they leave the lefty in there, maybe that helps the Mariners, but this game is weird, so... Okay, and it looks like they will. 1 for 1, a single and a walk for Placido Polanco. That is in for a strike. I don't think Polanco liked that call. I was a little confused by it myself. Even as a person rooting for the Mariners. I mean, being a completely objective commentator for MLB 11, the show. That pitch missed. And that'll be driven out to center, but a routine fly ball. That is out number 1. Oh, good. Teixeira's a switch hitter. Did not realize that. Huh. Okay. Pitch misses inside for a ball. That's a nice strike. Seattle got a little Toronto'd in this game. I probably should have gone back to look. It was a really good throw from the left fielder. It just wasn't deep enough going back to that bottom of the 4th inning. Teixeira pops this up. Foul territory on the first base side, and that'll be out number 2. Having them be able to get Teixeira out with consistency is good news for the Mariners. They've survived him 3 times now, and they gave up a ringing single the first time, so... 2 away as the lefty battles the lefty that's in for a strike. I have not played that. 0-1. That's inside. Makes it 1-1 to the lefty batter. Sails away outside, 2-1. That's fouled away. Not a big mobile game guy. Here comes the lefty. Fires. That's foul. Third baseline. Here comes the 2-2. Misses low to fill the count. That is hit well out to right. Ichiro looking. He is at the wall. It is gone. He did not even make a leap at the wall to try and bring it back. Wow. And it's the lefty-lefty. You avoid Polanco. You avoid Teixeira. You get to the lefty hitter, and he is able to take it deep on a payoff pitch. 2-out home run. That one's fouled away. Right as that guy said, swing! That one's fouled away. That pitch misses low. Boy, I said that the Mariners got Toronto'd a little bit. That's maybe a commentator's curse. They almost win a game. Granted, Game 7 of the World Series very different than Game 19 of the 2011 random roster, blah, blah, blah. Cabrera, Gardner, Suzuki coming up for the Mariners. If they can get one more batter in there, they can get a hit or a walk on base. Would be an opportunity for them to bring Ichiro to the plate. Melky Cabrera is going to lead off. But not only did they almost win, but then they gave up a solo home run. It's like, crap. Arrieta still in here for the 6th. Almost like the stamina thing is just so frustrating. So here comes the 1-0. You're going to call that a strike. I don't think he went around. Arrieta winds. He fires. That is at the knees for strike 2. He is getting the edges of the zone here. Sets up way outside. That one misses low. It is almost a dangerous pitch for the hitter because, again, it's that catcher way outside of the batter, and then that pitch just drifting over the plate. That'll be a hit up the middle. We've seen the Mariners now have 6 hits. At least 4 of them are just right up the middle. Ichiro had the hit that was to right field. So there's one that I'm kind of blanket on, but they have really liked just knocking it right by the pitcher. They will go to the bullpen here. It'll be Scott Downs. One game. He has a 27 ERA. 0.2 innings pitched. One walk. No strikeouts. Gardner is a switch hitter. He is not a switch hitter. I lied. All I had to do was wait 2 seconds. I think I just note him because he's really, really fast. Suzuki will bat from the right hand. And Ichiro is a lefty. Gardner's 0 on the day. And not a switch hitter at all. Again, you know, sometimes it happens. Sometimes you just, every once in a while, you're just wrong. And that's okay. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning here in Seattle. 1 on, nobody out. Gardner is going to hit into another double play. Actually, it's going to be bobbled. So that will advance the runner. That counts as hitting into a double play. That would have been the 4th of the afternoon. See what Suzuki can do here against the left-handed pitcher. Ooh, boy. That curveball did not look good. So it's interesting. They go from a guy who has a 0 ERA to a pitcher with a 27 ERA. That one misses outside. Swing and a miss from Suzuki. That's a big swing. One and two. 1 on, 1 away, down 1. They gave up the solo home run in the top half of the 6th. The curveball fouled off to stay alive. That stays outside. Good eye. Two and two the count here. The lefty winds. Fires inside. Suzuki with that weird... I don't know why that's so delayed. It's very odd. All right, count is full. Kansas City hit a home run with a full count in the previous inning. Can Seattle do it in the bottom half? It would win the game for them, but instead it is a walk. So, 2 on. It'll bring up Ichiro. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Thank God he plays for the Mariners. Big swing and a miss there from Ichiro. 0-1. Trying to jam him inside. Gets the swing and a contact. It's a foul ball. Great eye from Ichiro on that one as he takes a ball. They're really working him inside here. Wouldn't be surprised if the outer half was open. That one misses. I thought they were going to work a little more down the middle, but the pitch seems like it just kind of kept going out. Ichiro's face disappears, but we know it's him. The power of 2011 PlayStation 2 graphics. And that is going to be popped up to the second baseman of the infield fly rule. Now that should have ended the game. Just keep that in mind. Because the Seattle hit into another double play that the Kansas City defender bobbled. So can Seattle take advantage of the extra out? Oh, Ramirez. Now, here's the problem. Seattle, in this game, has an awful scoreboard location. That is hit out deep. That's to center field. And it's not going to be enough on the warning track. It'll end the game. The Mariners fall 1-0. They're somehow able to get around Teixeira. But then they give up the home run to the lefty. What I was going to say, though, is that the scoreboard is flat against the wall in left field. So it has that stupid thing that I hate in this arbitrary elevation that you have to get over. It's now moved back and up a little bit, and it's flat around the whole outfield. So even if Ramirez was able to get that ball and keep it fair, it's just going to be off the wall and probably tie the game. Jake Arrieta. Oh, that was just... Never mind. That's his whole season. He remains perfect. I mean, literally perfect. He improves to 4-0. 2-1. Jake Stetter, goes to 2-1. Scott Downs picks up the save. Snyder with his second home run of the season. It's the only run. We go 6 here in Seattle. Seattle out hits Kansas City. 6 hits given up by Jake Arrieta. 5 innings, 5 strikeouts for him. So, Seattle loses the series, or Kansas City wins the series 3-1. You can really see the discrepancies there. The average significantly higher. The at-bats, only 10 extra at-bats. 7 additional hits. Kansas City with 4 home runs. Seattle can't get a long ball. Seattle does have a couple of stolen bases. That ERA is also significantly higher as well. And that will do it. So, let's get you caught up on the scores, because there is nothing else after the Mariners game. The the Athletics, they win 2-1. And the Dodgers win 1-0. So these two, the Dodgers and the Giants, just kind of keep beating each other up, and they're dragging each other down. Because we've had a lot of the division series here early. We'll see if we get away from that as we move through the remainder of the season. That is every game today. Just double checking. Okay. We will sim to the date, and that will do it. So we will have a fresh set of games, new series for you, starting tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time, here on the channel. We'll go ahead and do not dare hit OK. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I have not. I don't even know what that is. All right. That will do it. I will spin the wheel tomorrow before going live. At 6 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow, we'll find 3 or 4 new matchups to enjoy tomorrow. So there you have it. Thanks again for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. If you want more, subscribe. You can ring the bell if you'd like to be notified when I post new videos. And that will do it. Save is complete, and so is the stream. Thanks again for watching. Good sports. Go baseball. And we will see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Thanks for watching, everybody. Good night.